Good afternoon, Colorado. Welcome to a Friday edition of What's for Lunch. I'm your host, Larry Hers, and today in studio, I have Mike's from ZEPS Epiq Sandwiches. Welcome, Mike.
Thank you for having me, Larry.
Looks great, smells great. Excited to get into these sandwiches. Give us a little history of you and then ZEPS.
Okay, well, I've been a long time restaurant person. Grew up in the industry, waiting tables, bartending through college. Managed restaurants. Did a 3-year international operations with Quiznos, and I love food. I love sandwiches, and there's nothing more satisfying than when I put a sandwich in front of somebody and you're thinking it's just a sandwich. But as you know, you've been in this industry for a long time, always going for that wow factor. This is literally one of the first times ever in my career of 30 years where I've put a sandwich in front of people and it's blowing their doors off. And that's very satisfying, gratifying.
Where is ZEPS?
ZEPS is on the southwest corner of 12th and Broadway.
When did it open?
It opened actually just 4 years ago in a couple of days, December 8th, 2016. So kind of a big week, celebrated a 4th anniversary, which is no small feat, especially in the climate of 2020, but we're still plugging away and doing what we can.
And what's the concept of ZEPS? What do you do there?
ZEPS, it started out as a Quiznos concept to do a better sandwich than what
An upscale Quiznos? A better sandwich?
Yeah, better ingredients,
meats?
better meats, better bread. We wanted to basically elevate the sandwich, right? And we're not looking just to fill your belly for $5-6. We want to do something that makes you love sandwiches and makes you want to come back. I opened ZEPS as a Quiznos corporate employee back in the end of 2016. 2018, Quiznos got bought and sold. The buyers didn't want to do anything with this one ZEPS Epiq Sandwiches unit. It was losing money at the time. It was a distraction. I was asked by the CEO at the time, hey, you put a lot of time and effort into it. This is what's going on. Would you be interested in buying ZEPS? And the beginning, I guess Q2 of 2018 was, looking back, seems kind of ridiculously easy, but it seemed very stressful. My wife, my awesome and beautiful wife, was pregnant with our child, whose second birthday is today, so I'd be remiss if I didn't say happy birthday, Charlotte. Daddy loves you. But it was either put this deal together and make it happen, or I go on the unemployment line, and that's no good. So luckily, I worked out a deal that was good. I formed a great partnership with a gentleman named Richard Eisenberg. We share the same vision of taking ZEPS from 1 unit to 2 units to 5 to hopefully hundreds. And we'll get there.
What makes your sandwiches better than other people?
Well, I start with great bread. I use fresh bread every morning from local bakery, Blue Point Bakery on the north side of town. I've always said, if you don't have great bread, you can't have a great sandwich. We slice our meats and cheese fresh every day. We roast turkey in-house. We make almost all of our sauces and dressings from scratch. Hand-bread fried chicken to order. We take probably a lot of extra steps that people have asked me, like, why do you go through all that? But, these little things make a difference in the end product.
Let's talk about what you brought me for lunch today. We got this sandwich right here on the spotlight.
Yes, so that is our Epiq Italian. Every great sandwich place, I think, needs a great Italian sandwich. If you don't pass the Italian sandwich litmus test, you're kind of dead in the water, right?
I agree.
So we got a hefty stack of capicola, shaved ham, pepperoni salami, our fresh mozzarella cheese. We throw some arugula in there for a little peppery flavor, olives, onions, and then our house-made vinaigrette dressing just gives it a little zip. And it's pretty delicious.
And you serve your sandwiches cold, or
90% of them we serve hot. We'll talk about my catering sandwiches, but most of every sandwich that comes out of ZEPS is coming hot off the presses, hot off the flat, the flat top grill. We're warming up and melting the cheese on the proteins,
Okay.
slinging some deliciousness.
I am a big believer of coleslaw on a sandwich. I put it on my hot dogs. I put it on my hamburgers. Certainly put it on my turkey sandwich. So I'm excited about this bad boy right here. What do we got?
This is the Wunderlust. It's grilled chicken. Our coleslaw that we make. It's our apple jalapeno coleslaw. We make a delicious apple cider dressing to dress the coleslaw up. Use fresh jalapenos, fresh Granny Smith apples to balance out the heat. But then we've got some bacon, barbecue sauce, pickles, chipotle ranch that we make. And this sandwich is awesome because it's grilled. It's not a fried chicken sandwich, but it's got a great balance of heat and sweet.
And then you were telling me you fry off your own chips there. So let's talk about that.
So I brought some chips, and these are catering portions of chips. We do 5 different seasonings. We got a local company, Italco, who makes our seasonings for our chips.
Sure.
We do original. We have a bacon jalapeno cheddar, truffle, which are featured here, and then a Cajun and salt and vinegar.
And do you sell them in these size bags?
Well, if those are for catering, so
Okay.
I do sell those, but I also sell individual sizes to go along with your sandwich. We also do tater tots. We've got 4 great entree size salads if you want to do a salad for lunch or dinner or whatever.
I don't eat salads.
Yeah.
Life's too short. Let's talk about catering.
In catering, do a lot of catering. This is our sandwich tray. Cool thing about this presentation is that this box top,
It's like a transformer.
it is. It clicks in there, and then we've got all our catering sandwiches nicely labeled. For 2020, change of presentation where each half sandwich is wrapped in plastic to make it, shareably safe, or safely shareable, I should say, maybe.
Either way.
But still delicious. And then this is a nice option because it gives, we got great veggie option. We can do gluten-free. Gluten-free things is the bread I use, Mr. John Irvin. Can do vegan very easily, basically accommodate any dietary restrictions. But this is a great variety where you can plop this down. People can grab a couple of different flavors of sandwiches if they like.
What would a box like this run?
$110.
Okay, and that feeds.
Depending on the event, you and I could probably be satisfied with half a sandwich. Maybe we want to have 2. So it kind of depends on your group. Is it a snacky kind of an event, or is this like more of a meal? Stuff like that. So I say anywhere from like 6 to 10 people could enjoy this, or 5 to 10.
Then we got a little dessert today. These cookies
Yes.
look amazing.
Well, thank you very much. So these are very addictive kind of cookies. They are chocolate chunk cookies with some sea salt on them. They are really good. To be perfectly honest with you, I do my best not to eat one of these every day of my life, but
You've been failing.
yes, I have. And what's so great is, I tell people, and they're like, "Oh, I got to have one of these cookies," and I'm like, "It's going to be one of the highlights of your day." So,
Nice. What's your website?
ZEPS.com. It's ZEPS, EPIQ.com.
Delivery, takeout?
We do delivery. We do takeout. We are hoping someday to do dine-in eventually back when the time is appropriate. But we do delivery. If you need some information, you can get me directly at mike@zepsepic.com is my email address. We're open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then Sunday is a short day, 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
And you do have parking too.
We do have parking, which is a rarity in downtown Denver. So that's kind of nice. So we, are exploring different ways, for curbside, because everybody's got a different comfort level right now about coming into a restaurant, how they want their food delivered or handed off.
Well, Mike, good to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Hey, well, thank you for having me, and thank you for everything you do for our restaurant community. It really is, for me personally, very humbling and an honor to be here. But folks like you who are doing so much to give back to people like us is a heartfelt thank you.
I'm the only person who was in your shoes, because I owned a lot of restaurants, and so many people said they would help me, and nobody ever did. So that's my mission here, is just try to help. When people are like, what do you do? I'm like, I help. That's all. I do whatever I can to help you. So give him a follow on Instagram at ZEPS Epiq. Try out his food. We'll see you Monday for another episode of What's for Lunch. Let's eat. Oh my God. That's my kind of family.